Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com.
I'm Bob. Happy Friday.
Welcome back to our Top 5 Friday ski industry news videos. And this week's a little different, huh?
Slightly different format we're going with. I think it'll be very exciting.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
Probably more so on our end. To better explain what's going on, our esteemed colleague Matt McGinnis, he's been out coaching the future IFSA stars out in Kicking Horse.
Yep.
So he was unavailable. He always pens the Top 5 Fridays written article. So this week is, the first time in a long time and a very rare scenario where we do not have written news.
Right. We could always fall back on I don't write it, I just read it.
Right.
And now we got to go a different direction.
Yeah. So what that means is Bob and I are in charge of the news. I feel like I'm overhyping that. I don't think it's going to be as different.
No. It'll be mostly the same stuff.
Yep. But anyways, if you're looking for the written article, you won't find it that week or this week. It will be back next week. And yeah, you got Bob and I. So Bob, I think you're going to kick things off in topic 1. You got some news out of Taos.
Yeah. I hope that our former colleague Justin watches this show, and
that was the first thing I thought of.
And he can weigh in and comment.
I thought about bringing my phone to call him and just put him on the spot.
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while.
It might be weird.
That would be weird.
It might get real weird.
But we worked with a guy. He moved to Taos, New Mexico, a couple years ago, and we miss him dearly. But Taos closed April 3rd, I believe. Either April 2nd or April 3rd due to infrastructure issues.
Yeah, I saw some posts that were like, Taos is closed indefinitely.
Indefinitely. And at first I thought it was an April Fool's thing, but then saw that it was April 2nd. So I was like, oh, this must be real.
Sometimes when I see the word indefinitely, I'm like, are they ever going to does that mean next year too?
Well, think back to 2020. That's what they said.
Yeah,
they were
closed indefinitely.
Closed indefinitely.
Yeah.
I think, a combination of aging, infrastructure issues. There was a village municipal water system failure. So a residence above the resort had a water leak.
Yep.
And then that basically contaminated Taos's water supply. So they didn't have water for food, beverage, or bathroom.
Right.
And so they couldn't provide those services to their guests, and so they closed.
Yep.
They since got it reopened April 6th. Kind of the sour note to this is that the resort closes for the season on Sunday the 9th. So they've got a pretty small window, almost indefinitely almost would have fit better, but
at least people get to go back out and enjoy closing day.
Right.
Closing day is always pretty special at any mountain.
Yeah.
So it does feel like a little bit of a gut punch to a Taos skier.
Right.
But
yeah.
Could be worse. They could not be skiing at all. And definitely could extend for another 15 years. Who knows?
No, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what that word opens it up to that.
Totally.
Where it's whoa, we might never ride the lifts here again.
Could be tomorrow, could be never.
Yeah. So apparently they cleaned up their issues and on we ski.
Yeah. Justin.
Hi, Justin.
Hope you're doing well. Is that it for topic 1, Bob?
That's it for topic 1.
Okay. Topic 2 is kind of similar. I just wanted to talk about Utah and Snowbird and Little Cottonwood Canyon. Obviously, they have been getting absolutely hammered with snow this season, which is, objectively a good thing.
Yep.
But it certainly doesn't come without a whole laundry list of challenges.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes what you wish for and what you get are two very different things.
Yep.
We always say oh, I'd love to ski powder every day, but someone's got to dig it out, and that snow's got to go somewhere.
Yep. Another good friend of ours, Austin Stewart, I saw a post from him recently. I think he's in Alta, or at least was, and it was basically a post looking out a window asking, am I going to get to go outside today?
Right.
And it was like an Instagram poll, and the options were probably not and no.
No.
I thought that was really interesting. So yeah, if you're unfamiliar, they have kind of this scenario in Little Cottonwood Canyon. I don't know if it's other Utah resorts as well. I only ever hear about it in Alta and Snowbird. called interlodge, where basically when that is established as the rule, you can't leave.
Right, whether you're in the base lodge or your hotel or wherever you
Yeah.
are, like that, your residence even, like that's
Yep.
it.
And then at Snowbird, they opened the resort and unfortunately had a natural avalanche just triggered naturally on the other side of the road, but was big enough that it covered the Chickadee Trail, which I'm not super familiar with snowbird terrain, but apparently that's like a very, very flat kind of beginner trail. And
Yeah.
obviously huge concern. They did a big search and rescue mission and are confidently saying that no one was injured. So that's like awesome.
Yeah.
But they just went right back into Interlodge. So
Right.
it's just an interesting scenario out there. I also got off the phone with one of our ski reps that is based out in Utah. I won't put him on blast. We won't say his name or the brand. But yeah, he was basically saying like, it's getting pretty ridiculous out there. Like you can't even really get up the canyon. And, like people just keep moving there. Like everyone wants to ski there. And we were kind of having a discussion about it. And like that's what happens when you have a finite resource and demand that just increases and increases. It's like you reach a pinch point where, it's kind of, it's like feels weird saying it this way, but like something's got to break at some point. Like, is it like people get fed up and leave? Do they build a crazy gondola system? I don't know. It's just very interesting, and it was kind of cool to like get an anecdotal response from somebody who is literally out there right now. And he was basically saying like, "No, I'm gonna pack up my truck and head to the desert."
Right.
And I thought like that was if like you're looking for something that's very telling of the situation out there. The guy loves skiing. Has dedicated his entire life to skiing. This is a record-breaking season, and he's like,
he's out.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was interesting.
No, I mean, it's one of those things that's like, you talk about it being a good problem, but then all of a sudden it shifts into being an actual problem.
Right.
You know, where, and kind of saw it with Tahoe too, where like this melting snow creates a
Floods.
huge issue, like so much property damage and stuff like that.
Get so hung up on the powder days, you forget
know.
about the pending natural disasters.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I just thought we'd talk about Utah for a little bit. Bob, kicking it back to you. This is fun.
Yeah, this one is a good one. At the end of March, Vail Resorts announced their My Epic Gear program. So you can get the press release on vailresorts.com. That's kind of the informative side.
Yep.
And then there's also an article in Vail Daily as to kind of the locals' reaction to this program. So basically what they're trying to do is tie in either a day or a season rental, lease, whatever you want to call it, to the My Epic app. So you basically are going on your app and you're ordering your rental gear, your skis, snowboards, boots, and they will basically show up at your hotel or even slopeside from what it sounds like on the article.
Probably in certain, my guess would be in certain locations, because not everybody has ski valet. As a former Vail Resorts retail employee, I can speak directly to this. There is like they often have ski valet, but not every shop. So, continue.
And so pick up and drop off slopeside was the wording in the press release.
Yep.
So I'm sure there's contingencies to that.
Yep. Probably a certain location at every mountain, or like your choice of, like at Breckenridge, I think there would be 3 choices probably. Anyways.
So for $50 a year, that's the membership cost, and then it's $50 a day. So if you're renting for like a couple days, you know, it would be $50 plus however many days. Or for the season, you're just paying as you go. And kind of the idea here is to kind of reshuffle the purchasing process of things. Kind of looking for more of a, kind of like, I mean, it's just like their passes, where they're looking for a perpetual payment.
Right.
So that's kind of what they're going for here. And then the plus for the customer is that they don't have to then deal with buying and traveling with gear. And so this is, my sense is that this is aimed towards those week-long skiers and snowboarders.
Take 1 week-long trip.
1 week-long trip.
Yep.
They don't have to deal with it, and they can just get it on their app. And that's kind of like the technological progress side that Vail Resort seems to have been going for over the years.
Yes.
And that's their side. And then interesting in the Vail Daily, mostly like ski shop employees, unsurprisingly, anti this program.
Which, like, of course they are,
Right.
because it's going to take business away from them,
Yeah.
potentially.
And, you know, they're basically just, you know, shooting holes in every single one of these points in this Vail Resort's press release. And
not to, like, poke fun at the ski industry, but we're typically, like, pretty slow to adopt new technology.
Totally.
And, like, this is something that's happening, like, across basically every industry I can think of.
Right.
Is kind of the more membership-based payment plan or that kind of product.
Yep.
And, like, we see it here. You know, we've got, like, here in Stowe, we have Kitlender,
Yep.
which does, like, clothing rentals. I don't know if clothing's included in this.
It was not. It was
Specified?
not. No.
I would assume that that'll be the
I would have thought that
extension of
it would
that.
have. Yeah, I would have thought it would have been more
Yeah.
apparent in the article.
We have a season lease program
Yep.
here.
Super
We have
successful.
an online season
Yeah,
lease
people
program
love it.
and here in town. So I think it's just like the natural progression of how people shop. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether
So-
people use it.
Pilot programs at Vail, Beaver Creek, Breck, and Keystone for this upcoming 23-24 year, and then main launch 24-25 with most.
You want to test it out
Vail
in 24,
resorts.
25?
Stowe's on the list.
Yeah,
So yes, we will be able to test it out.
I want to do it.
I mean, they're claiming it's the high end stuff, you know. So like, yeah, feasibly, you go on your app and
It'll be reasonably
Ordered.
high end.
yeah,
They always stock a pretty good demo fleet.
yep. And I think that, you know, the biggest issue that the most consistent issue that people were poking at was the boots, and like how
Right.
do you scan your foot with the app, get the right boot? They're even going so far as to saying they're going to offer you custom insoles
Yeah.
for rental boots.
Well, foot scanning technology is getting better too.
It exists. So is it like really that big of a stretch to say you can do this? Is it as good as going to see a person in a shop and getting that your exact foot looked at by a human and going
I can
that
only
route?
assume no.
I can assume no as well. But for maybe that week-long skier, this is a far better option than they've ever had in their life.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes.
And for better or for worse, they always size up in these scenarios. So if you put in like I'm a size 8,
yeah,
like if I did it,
yeah,
if I said I'm a street shoe size 8, like they might even give me a 26.
right,
And then it's just kind of like, oh yeah, these are comfy.
right.
This is fine.
And yeah, but for a lot of these skiers, like that's going to be perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. I'm interested.
I am too. And I think we'll see more and more services like this in the
Yeah.
future. You got anything else there, Bob, for topic 3?
No.
Perfect. Moving on, I think we'll get through these last two. We got a 4th topic, and then we have a special edits of the week. So my second topic of choice for this, and I've mentioned it before, maybe last week or the week before, is Slush Cup Grandvalira. I have been having an absolute blast. They release one game Monday through Friday. They take the weekends off. Today marks like 2 full weeks into the event, or at least it's over, but into them releasing the edits, and I have just been having an absolute blast. Been putting them on TV at home, and my girlfriend seems to like it. Like she's not a park skier. Her mom was around. She watched it and thought it was very entertaining. I know like a lot of our audience might not be park skiing enthusiasts, but especially at this point in the games, I would really encourage you to watch, because these are like exceedingly talented individuals who have park skiers are a rare breed. Like you devote like your entire life to your craft, and we're kind of getting to the point where Not that it started with any bad skiers by any means, but the cream is rising to the top now, and it's quite impressive. So yeah, I would really encourage people to check that out. And let's see if we just started quarterfinal matches yesterday, so we should have like another this week and then all of next week and maybe continuing into the following week. And I'm going to stake my claim right now. Max Moffat's going to take that whole thing.
That's your guy?
It seems pretty unbeatable.
Would you rather watch Slush Cup or Masters?
Well, Bob, yesterday was a fantastic day. Not that I started bringing somebody to and from knee surgery. That part of the day wasn't great, but yeah, we had Masters on TV. I got to watch that, and then I got to watch the first quarterfinal game of Slush Cup, and it really felt like an interesting moment for me personally, being extremely engaged in like kind of fancy professional golf. Augusta National is a pretty fancy place, kind of uppity, and then like immediately going and watching park skiing.
Yeah. So you can only choose one. What are you gonna watch?
Oh, that's what you're saying?
That was my question. Either or.
Like tomorrow or like today?
Let's go with tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow they won't release a Slush Cup game because it's a Saturday.
Okay, today.
So it's like this afternoon.
Masters Friday or Slush Cup
Like I'm
Friday.
gonna get home at like 5:30 tonight. Yeah. Am I allowed to watch 2 hours of Masters or the one Slush Cup?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm actually gonna take Slush Cup.
All right.
Because I feel like watching the Masters for me, like it's much better when you can devote like a long time to it.
What if you couldn't watch the Masters this weekend?
It was either Slush Cup, one Slush Cup game tonight, or no Masters this weekend.
How many Masters days would it take?
I'd have to take a day off Slush Cup for that. Masters is just, especially Sunday at the Masters, and this weekend's going to be interesting. Some serious weather.
Yep.
So that's it for our normal weekly topics. That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Felt a little different on our end, and maybe it didn't feel different at all on your end. Who knows? And then lastly, for edits of the week, instead of putting together a traditional selection of edits of the week, I wanted to highlight kind of another contest that's going on right now in the park skiing world, and that is Level 1 Superunknown. Been going on for a long time. If you're unfamiliar, basically the idea of Superunknown is you can submit entries as a quote-unquote unknown skier, although some of them that make the finals they already kind of have fairly established careers, but you're not already an established pro skier, and they whittle it down to, I think, 10 finalists for men and like 6, I think, for women, something like that. And what's going on right now is they also release for men, I can't remember the number, I think it's 20 or something like that, 19 something, a good amount. They release a bunch of semi-finalists, both for men and for women, and then they open it up to the public. So I'm going to leave a link in the description of the video. It's all hosted on New Schoolers, as far as I can tell. And you can head on over, and if you want to spend some time and watch all the edits and vote for the guy that you think is best, go for it. Even if you watch a couple of them and then vote for one that you liked. I think that would be fine too. But yeah, I thought we would kind of highlight that, give these young skiers a little bit more spotlight.
Sure.
So that's it for edits of the week.
Nice and easy.
Spring skiing has arrived.
Although it's going to be cold here the next 2 days. Tonight.
It's not going to be that cold tomorrow.
Yeah. The sun is strong enough that it's almost overpowering those colder temperatures.
Exactly. We had that today.
Yeah.
Like it probably never went much above 35 today, but the snow was softening up nicely. It was seemed like spring skiing was avoiding us for a while, but looks like we're going to get into the thick of it. So this weekend, like Sunday, looks fantastic if you're in the New England area. Hopefully you're getting out and skiing on Sunday because it could be one of the best spring ski days of the year. And then like Thursday here is high of 75.
Yeah.
So
right to summer.
Right to summer. But a lot of skiing left to do still. I know that might sound crazy. Stowe closes on the 16th, and then we'll be doing a handful of trips down to Killington too.
Sweet.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
So hope you're able to get out on snow. If you're not, hope you have other kind of spring fun weekend activities planned. And we will talk to you next week.
Bye.